Welcome back to the Singapore Sling, a series exploring the lives of migrants in Singapore. Before we start, only a small percentage of our viewers are actually subscribed, so if you end up liking this video, please consider subscribing to support the channel. Also, smash that like button if you enjoy the content. It's free and you can always change your mind later. Enjoy the video. Singapore is known to be one of the world's most culturally diverse countries, with many different races of people coexisting in harmony. Many people, regardless of race, language or religion, are supposed to come together to foster a kampong spirit and support each other, especially in times of need. But are we Singaporeans truly as accepting and as harmonious as we say we are? Today, we've invited two migrants, one from China and one from Korea, to share their experiences in trying to integrate into the Singaporean society. To provide some context, the Chinese diasporic community in Singapore is quite large, making up 75.9% of Singapore's population, but most of the Chinese have pretty much settled in Singapore, hence defining themselves as Singaporeans rather than Chinese. As such, the new Chinese that have come from the mainland generally have a significant difference to the Singaporean Chinese, including their accent, way of life, ideologies, etc. This is mainly due to the local Chinese settling long ago since the colonial era for economic opportunities or escaping the internal conflict within their nation. However, despite being a Chinese man who just arrived after being accustomed to the mainland's Chinese culture, it won't be very easy for him to get used to Singapore's culture.
Thank you for joining us today. Kindly tell us your name, your occupation, and your place of origin.
Hi, I am Zhong Yushan. I come from Shenzhen, China. I came to Singapore 2 months ago to work in a construction company.
Thank you. How has your experience been like in Singapore?
Well, the culture here is very westernized compared to back in China. And the Singapore Chinese here feel very different from us Chinese from China. The culture, it's just everyone, I feel like they treat me very differently. They're very biased. Some have very outrageous views about us migrants.
Some time ago, at a coffee shop,
喂，你最近怎样啊？我挺好的啊。
You look at that guy, bro. His Ching Chong accent so loud, so strong, bro. Sounds like one of those China workers.
Seriously, man, why do you have so many of these people in the first place? All they do is take our jobs and stink up the whole damn place. Just send them back to where they belong, lah.
Precisely. They talk so loud, right? They think the whole world cares about the conversation. No one does.
Yeah, and it's so smelly here also.
What is that stench, bro? Smells like one of those Chinese sewers.
Just walk away, man. I'm gonna die already.
他们真的以为我们移民到新加坡是为了跟他们争夺工作岗位吗？我们是来讨生活，我们做的工作他们一定不敢做。先生们，请问你以为这些高楼大厦一栋栋组屋和公司是谁建的？难道是蚂蚁吗？他们怎么这么骄傲自大了？中国有一些城市还比新加坡更发达，怎么还看不起中国呢？
Not only that, they also view us Chinese immigrants with very heavy stereotypes. I don't understand how someone of the same ethnicity would think of something like that. What makes them think they're so different from us? Moreover, a lot of Chinese people also view us with some weird stereotypes and find that very puzzling. How do they think they are different from us? Like, we are the same ethnicity. How can you be making fun of us like that? I think some of the stereotypes they come up with are just plain ridiculous. 老板，请问可以买一盘鸡饭吗？这儿吃。谢谢。
and another coffee shop.
Wow, another bloody Ching Chong worker. This is like the fifth one I see today, no joke.
Hey, you're stupid chicks. Can you believe that they eat dog meat?
Bro, are you lying?
I'm not
Dog
lying.
meat.
Dog meat.
Dog meat, bro, that's bloody disgusting.
Yeah, bro.
I have a family dog, I'm scared for her poor dog's life.
Hey, so uncivilized that they should get the hell out of my country.
If that's actually true, right, that's disgusting. I want to be out of Singapore now.
You know, they eat insects, they eat grasshoppers, ants,
Whatever, everything under the sun lah.
No, they think they are animals lah. That's bloody disgusting. No wonder their country is like so smelly all the time. They're always producing all these diseases this COVID Disgusting, so get them out now.
Yeah lor. Bunch of annoying bastards. Faster, come order.
Yeah, but I'm not hungry already.
哼，他们怎么可以认为所有中国人喜欢吃狗肉？在深圳，这狗肉是非法的。如果你吃狗肉，你就被罚款10万元，这是要超过我薪水的50%呢。
Another thing that puzzles me is how the local Chinese here can be so disconnected from their own culture. Earlier, I was talking to some Chinese locals, and I was talking to them in Mandarin, but they couldn't even string together a proper sentence in Mandarin. I don't know how they think this kind of standard is acceptable.
Somewhere on the street.
不好意思，请问你是要想要去地铁站吗？请问你是到怎么去地铁站吗？
地铁站。你walk 那边 then 你可以登左 then 你会看到一个 bus stop then 你 walk 直而已。
在那儿。
Yes 那边。
好，多谢啊。
你 walk 直会看到。
好，谢谢。Moreover, I don't understand how the Chinese people here are so unbothered by their poor Mandarin speaking skills. How do they even communicate with each other? I always wonder how our Chinese culture has changed to become like this. The most confusing part is people will use many different languages to talk to one another. For example, they will mix English, Mandarin, Malay, and sometimes even Chinese dialect together to communicate. I find it very difficult to understand.
Near Ishan's rental place.
This is
my gang
Hey brother, you who Hey, your territory You know I'm from who? Monkey Ninja Gang brother. Hey, you better get out, I'm warning you hantam you You get out.
Come lah.
Yeah, last warning Oi, you who? Ching Chong Dong Hey, get out lah, you better faster get out, you know hantam you I beat you up.
干嘛呀？他们在讲什么鬼话？怎么这么暴力？他们的语言非常嘈杂，太复杂了，怎么听得懂？也该放弃了吧。
The worst part is the young Chinese people here openly hate learning Mandarin. Find that quite offensive.
Bro, why the heck got so much Chinese homework again? Seriously, Chinese, can we just quit?
Yeah. All we just do is learn those never ending lines of words, just to score well on such a useless exam. Who decided to make this language compulsory?
Precisely. Singapore's an English-speaking country. The only people who speak Chinese are the old heads of the market, okay? They speak relevant just like them. Can we just stop it right now?
And I can't believe it. Those backwards Chinese people, they think Chinese is their main language. Just switch to English. It's universal. I can't believe it.
I honestly don't have any idea what has driven the Chinese people here to dislike their own culture so much. A lot of them don't see themselves as Chinese people, it feels like. But many of them just seem to be Westerners. Like, they are like Westerners, they don't know anything about Chinese culture. Some people here don't even understand anything about China. For example, my boss, he's a local Chinese Singaporean here, but he doesn't know much about Chinese culture. He thinks that all Chinese people practice some form of martial arts.
At work.
Ishan, wait. Long day, you want to get some dinner later?
Okay, so where do you want to go?
Actually, I know this coffee shop just down the road, it's not bad. I'll be there.
Okay.
Hey, by the way, do you know are you like a secret Kung Fu master by any chance? Because I've been watching this like 8 Man show and Jackie Chan shows, right? And they do all these kinds of crazy stunts and they look exactly like you. So I was wondering, can you do like any of those moves? In fact, I also learned some myself, you know. Wait, how's this? Yeah! Not bad. Okay.
Yeah, That's pretty good, yeah.
Wait. So can you do a backflip? Do a backflip now. Please, just do a backflip. I think a video record for my family.
Actually, I don't have any experience with the martial arts.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a lot of people in China, they don't actually have a lot of experience in martial arts, although it's quite a big thing in China.
Okay lah. Then just go dinner lor.
不会吧？他怎么会以为中国人都天天要练武功啊？为了拍这些电视剧，所有的演员当然都会把武功练好，可这也蛮明显的啊。人们对中国真的有这些意见吗？
Recently though, I've been getting closer to one of my Chinese coworkers, Singaporean Chinese coworkers who's been here for some time. I've been spending more time with him trying to learn about all these things about Singaporean culture. Hi, thanks for coming to meet me. I just had some questions about the Singapore culture.
Sure, go on.
I know that in Singapore you have this language known as Singlish. What is it about?
Singlish is just Singaporean slang, which is English infused with a few of the commonly spoken languages in Singapore. For example, people tend to end sentences with the word lao.
What does that mean?
Well, I don't think there's any specific meaning to it, but I guess it just adds emphasis to a sentence.
So can I say, where do you want to eat lah?
Well, not really. La is more for when you're trying to emphasize something in sleep.
Yeah, that went well. Pure joy. At this rate, no one will come here and everyone will then realize the contribution of migrants, the nameless and faceless who slip through the cracks. When do these people realize that our society is built on the blood, sweat and tears of those we look down upon? Well, here comes the second part of this episode. While depressing, it's a little better, not the best though. Today, we have Mr. Lee Seojin, who just moved over from Incheon, South Korea not too long ago. It is his first week in Singapore working in a cybersecurity company.
Thank you for joining us today. So how has your experience been in Singapore?
Well, first, I feel like the weather is very hot and like it's gonna take some time to get used to. And also, I think like the people are quite nice. They treat me very nicely, and I guess different people treat me like in different ways. But I do like how Singapore is like very culturally diverse, which gives me like that sense of being like not alone because there are many different races of people here.
At a cafe,
Wow, are you Korean? I haven't seen you around here.
Oh yeah, I am.
Are you looking to come to this cafe?
Yes.
Actually, I can leave right now. I can take my things. I know it's a long queue.
But what about the people behind you?
It's fine. We Singaporeans are known to be very well-handed.
There was also this auntie who was very kind and like very funny because she thought I was a K-pop idol.
at a food court.
I'm so sorry. Oh, are you Korean? Never mind. I think I have a peanut. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, thank you, but how did you know?
Oh, your skin is very beautiful, very clear. You must be Korean. Are you K-pop idol? My daughter loves it.
No, I'm not a K-pop idol. Thank you.
At work.
Wait, oh my god. I think that is super shy for you.
Oh my god, yeah, I love the choreo.
Hey, I forgot how the chorus sounds like. Oh wait, Seojin, you're Korean, right?
Yeah, why?
Oh what? I didn't know you were Korean. Wait, you listen to like Twice a lot? Like any K-pop at all? I'm a huge fan of Twice. Okay. Do you like buy merch? Can you help me buy merch?
They are quite popular in Korea, but I'm not really a big fan of them. I don't listen to them a lot.
Oh, that's such a shame. The music is the best. I can't believe you don't listen to them.
Surely you know New Jeans, right? You have to know.
You know, you should really listen to Chorus. I think that'd be amazing.
Yeah, that'd be really good. You should also just fancy like twice for Mr. Allen.
Oh, yeah, good idea.
Guys, I don't listen to K-pop.
Really? You're like not messing with us, like actually.
Yeah, I really don't.
Aren't you Korean? You should know New Jeans advice.
No, this is the last time I say this. I don't listen to K-pop.
Okay, chill.
한국 음악이 유명한 건 알겠는데 모든 사람들이 다 좋아하는 게 아닌데.
Yet again, Edward.
Seems like you're adapting well to food here in Singapore. It must be pretty different from the food you're used to back in Korea, right?
I mean, actually, I've been adapting pretty well, because I've tried like some of the Singaporean foods like pratas and satays, and they actually suit my taste. I've actually never had such food in Korea, so it's quite new.
Oh, really? Don't you miss Korean food like kimchi? You guys basically eat it like every day, right? At home. I see it in all those K-dramas.
I mean, not every Korean likes kimchi. I mean, in fact, when I was in Korea, I rarely ate kimchi at all.
Oh, seriously? I'd always thought that all of you loved your kimchi.
I mean, yeah, most Koreans eat kimchi every day, but I'm a bit of a special case. I don't enjoy eating kimchi.
Oh, that's interesting.
Experiencing all these issues, Mr. Lee decides to go to a meeting location to discuss with some localized Koreans who have lived in Singapore for a significant period of time. He plans to seek advice from these people on how to integrate into the local community and have a more friendly relationship with his Singaporean colleagues. Here we have Mr. Kim, a localized Korean man, to discuss with Mr. Lee here about issues about adapting to Singapore's differences with Korea. To summarize, the subjects discussed here include different things like humid and hot weather, getting along with colleagues, and being more sociable.
Sounds like you had a good time in Singapore. So how did you try to assimilate into the Singaporean culture?
Well, first of all, I actually went to go and visit a localized Korean friend, and she actually provided a lot of advice, a lot of useful advice for me to assimilate into local culture better. So I feel like she told me that I can sort of be a bit more friendly to them and maybe tell them more about my culture as I learn about theirs too. I'm thinking of slowly learning about Singlish, which is their local sort of dialect and accent, and I think that will help me integrate better into this local culture. Also, I asked my friends and colleagues if they want to go out and eat some more local food so that I can adapt to local culture better.
Interesting. The weekend is finally coming. I can't wait to just go home and sleep.
Yeah, I've been so busy the whole week. I haven't been able to catch a break at all.
On the topic of weekends, do you guys have any plans this week? Or are we just be sleeping at home?
I mean, for me, I've been so busy this week. I haven't had a chance to plan anything for the week.
Let's go out together. I still don't really understand about the local culture, and I think it would be a good chance for me to learn more about Singapore.
Oh, sure. Okay.
That's a good idea. What do you think about going out to try some local food?
I mean, I guess trying out local food would be good, and I kind of want to learn about the local Singlish, local phrases, all those kinds of things. So I think that would be good.
Actually, I've been using a much more Singlish lately. It's already starting to sound like a local.
Thanks.
Yeah, okay, well, that sounds good. I'm coming.
Yeah, it's settled. See you guys tomorrow.
Yep, alright.
Hey, yo, you made it.
Yes, the weather's really good today.
Agree.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, follow me. I know a couple of good spots around here. Well, since you're going to be trying a bunch of local food today, why don't you also share some of the Korean food that you like?
Yeah, what kind of Korean food do you like? I'm curious.
I mean, in general, I like all the types of Korean food, and honestly, I think, if I could suggest you some Korean restaurants nearby here, I think they're quite good, so maybe you can ask me.
That sounds fun. By the way, could you tell us more about K-pop? Isn't it the biggest thing in Korea right now?
I mean, it is one of the biggest industries in Korea, but not everyone is really a fan of it because Like, different people have different preferences. So I guess I'm not really that big of a fan.
Okay, that's interesting. Maybe I was a bit too quick to judge you that way. I guess I always thought that all Koreans listen to K-pop.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's okay. Let's go.
I
Well, it's been half a year since we've last interviewed you. What are some changes that have happened to your life? Let's start with you, Ishan.
For me, I feel a lot more connected to my local co-workers now. Through my interactions with them, I feel like I've learned a lot more about Singapore culture than when I first got here. I feel even more confident and more connected in this society, because especially after I started to learn a little bit of this English. But I feel like no matter how connected and no matter how much of the Singapore culture I know, I always feel like people still see me a little differently. And occasionally I still get some racist comments, but through my 6 months here, I've learned to just ignore all the racist comments and just block out all the negativity.
What about you, Seojin?
I feel like similar to him, I've assimilated better into this Singaporean society. I've maintained very healthy and friendly relationships with my co-workers. And honestly, I feel that I really like this local culture. People are friendly and nice, although there are a lot of stereotypes about like K-pop and all the cultural food and all those issues. But honestly, I feel like by just telling them what's the correction that they need to make, I think that anyone can pretty much understand each other's culture. So I think I've adapted well to this society within 6 months.
From our friends' experiences of migrating here to Singapore, we've learned that although many Singaporeans are very hospitable and accepting of migrants, there's still a lot of room for improvement, as there are still some stereotypes or prejudices that we may sometimes have. I invite you all to be more aware of this and be more sensitive to other cultures, such that we may enjoy them together as one Singapore. How does our understanding of culture and the fusion between different cultures affect our views and opinions towards identity as a person? Find out next week on the Singapore Sling.
the weekend is finally coming. Do you guys have any plans?
Last interview with you. So how is your life now? What changes?
And also, I tried to ask them if they can actually go out and eat in the local food. Okay.